The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Yeah.
My God, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another brand new episode of OTTR Off the Top Roast Podcast. Y'all know who the hell, if y'all don't know who I am, but should know who the hell I am. I'm the boss. I'm the boss on this whole operation over here. Call me Blackheart, of course. Thank you all for giving us the love, support, and appreciation that we've been getting for the past few weeks. Thank you for the 4K plays. It's still growing and stuff like that. Thank God. Follow us on the streaming platforms and everything that I'm gonna be posting right here in the descriptions or even in here within this whole entire video. Needless to say, you want the merchandise and stuff like that, say the tees, the slides, whatever, bonfire.com/store/AfterDark podcast. And of course, Deco Slides, DECO slides.com as well. I got some stuff cooking up for y'all before we go into our season finale, November 20th. So we're planning to do a nice little takeover on someone else's show. So we're ransacking this shit. But more on that coming soon. But today is a episode where I go behind the scenes of the professional and independent world of professional wrestling, something that I love truly, needed dearly to my heart. Needless to say, today's guest, she may be small, but she's feisty, y'all. She may be small, but she's feisty. She's caliente when it comes to her promos, but when it comes to her in-ring ability, she is a Kurt Angle hybrid of Josh Alexander. Yes, folks, quote me when I say this. Please don't hate me for this. Please don't hate me for the name announcement. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, Tiny Tanaily in the house today with us. Give her a round of applause for being here. Thank you, Tiny T, for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
That's awesome. Like I said, folks, she may be small, but she got some spice to her. Oh, the Tiny T, how the hell? Well, I mean, it's kind of like a cliche question to ask, but how'd you even get your name, Tiny Tanaily?
So actually, growing up, people always called me Tiny. It started off kind of like a bullying thing, trying to call me oh, she's so small, whatever. And I just kind of took it up as a nickname. And then once I started wrestling, I have an amateur wrestling background. So when you look me up, if you look up Tanaily, it's so easy to find my amateur wrestling matches. So I decided to keep my actual name and bring in the Tiny and, mix it all together.
I seen some of the clips of your amateur days, and I just said, my God, this was the slow coming of age to her, but I think it was more of the understanding of the square circle, as we call it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get the better understanding, but just seeing that, I thought back, I was like, I would not want her in my gym class. I'd be feeling embarrassed, even though I'm a big guy myself, but to have someone smaller like that, completely run the whole ring, chances are you might not want to see that person ever again.
Yeah, no, the boys used to be so mad when I would beat them in high school.
Well, that was gonna be the next question. Did any guys give you fit because you was a woman that you was a woman in amateur wrestling?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I've had guys forfeit matches because they didn't want to wrestle a girl and things like that. So it definitely happens. But no, a lot of the times though, you have to think in amateur wrestling, your record matters a lot. So how your record goes is where you're going to be ranked at states, regionals, and all of that. So if you lose to me, I'm going to be ranked above you. So sometimes I would get into matches with guys and they would go crazy. I swear it felt like they were going harder on me because I was a girl than they would go with other guys. But, overall though, some of them would get mad. Some of them had respect for me because, I beat them. So they kind of had to. And the moms always loved me. Their moms were always on my side. They would come and be like, oh, you were wrestling my son, but I was kind of voting for you. I wanted you to win. But yeah, no, there was definitely some hostility there in high school with it. Especially sometimes on the team with guys my weight, because to be on the guys varsity team, you have to beat the person that's in your weight class.
Hey man, just to have the moms, come up to you and just say, "Hey, I was secretly rooting for you." That says something right there too about women and professional, women and amateur and professional wrestling. So I can't forget the both of them. You gotta give both credit with this too. But for you to have the pretty face, do people underestimate you and stuff like that when it comes to that? Because when I looked at you, I was like, "This gotta be no way." But then again, I've been proven wrong time and time again. Yes, folks, I am not the smartest person in the motherfucking group. Okay, so, but when it comes to her, and you see her in ring style, and you see her training, you see her training regimens and all the other stuff, I'm just like, nah, I'll just leave it alone. Because don't judge a book by its cover. Has people really been giving you that because it's how you look? You know, me when I go I got a pretty face.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, especially in pro wrestling, you know, a lot of times girls kind of just get booked because they're pretty. You know, like they want the pretty girls. They care about the wrestling a little bit, but especially like in the independent scene, if you're pretty, you could get booked. So booking wise, it helps that I'm pretty, but once they see me wrestle, they're definitely like, whoa, you know, like we want to keep her here. Maybe we'll make her the champ, you know? It helps. It does.
Wow. Well, at least that stigma still exists, y'all. If you pretty facey, you're gonna get booked faster than people sitting there on that bench waiting for an opportunity to arise to them, and then they try to just seize the opportunity. Her right there, nope. It's already like, no, listen, I got a cute face, but I can whip ass in the ring. You might want to just sign me.
Right. Yeah, no, the face gets me in and the wrestling keeps me there, you know.
Well, let's just start with the origin, Tiny T. Who is the guys and gals that made you into the wrestling person that you are right now?
All right. Well, my first one that I always say, AJ Lee. So growing up, when I first saw AJ Lee wrestle, I looked at her and I was like, wow, like, you know, she's small like me, but like she gets in there and she's a badass, you know, she's beating all these girls. She was champ for a while. And she's definitely one of the main ones. Like she was the one that I looked up to, like, you know, if she could do it, I know I can, you know. Guy wise though, I would say Ray and Eddie. Those are my main two. And then of course there's, you know, like the amateur wrestlers like Kurt Angle and Chad Gable. I like Chad Gable a lot too, even though they don't use him too well, but his style is great.
Oh, good Lord. Let me not dig into that.
Right.
This crap. I'm like, oh no, I can't imagine. I wish the former Olympian David Schultz was around before his unfortunate passing in 1996. So I mean, just hearing him, finding out about him just a while ago, I kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, damn, bro, we got robbed with so much great talent that could have still been here, that could have redefined, reshaped the whole professional wrestling industry, and then we're looking at the jokers that we got now. But to go to your origin of the Tanaily getting in the wrestling ring, how did this come about? When did you decide when this is something that I definitely want to do, and here's what I want me to do in order for me to get my ass here?
All right, so it kind of goes back to the amateur wrestling really, because so when I started amateur wrestling, it was because I was friends with the coach. Well, not friends, but like I was a teaching assistant for the coach when I was in 8th grade. I was in 8th grade, and my school was like K through 8, so he was like a like a 3rd grade or 2nd grade teacher. So I was a teaching assistant for him. And one day, like I was talking about wrestling because, you know, of course I watched WWE and he was a big WWE fan. He was a wrestling coach. So we would talk about it here and there. And then one day he like brought up me like trying out for wrestling, like the amateur wrestling. And I was like, I don't know, maybe we'll see. And he was like, it's all right. You're too small anyways. You wouldn't even be good. And I was like, oh.
And that's the start right there.
How you get someone to do something, tell them they can't do it. And so that's where it kind of started. And honestly, when I first started doing it though, I thought it was going to be kind of like more like pro wrestling than it really is. But no, I started doing it 8th grade. I was actually too small. I only wrestled against like people in my team because everyone was bigger than me, so there was nobody in my weight class. But once I got to high school, that's when I started wrestling like crazy, everybody. But yeah, no, that's where it started. I thought it was gonna be like WWE, but it wasn't. But I fell in love with it regardless, and I got really good. I was a 2-time state champion in Florida. I was on the Florida national team, and eventually I ended up getting my scholarship to go to college. So I got there, I finished in college, I got hurt a lot. And then I was like, dang, maybe I thought about like going MMA route or going, pro wrestling route. And I was like, injury wise, pro wrestling is probably safer than MMA would be. So I was like, you know what, let me stick to what I thought it was going to be anyways, what I've loved since I was a kid, and go the pro wrestling route. So I graduated, I started working to save money. Once I saved my money, I started my training, and here I am.
Here we are, folks. Such an inspirational story to see if you have, man. Just to have a coach tell you that, no, you're too small, or no, you can't do this, because this, that, and the third. Or already, that's already putting the kibosh right there. Like, you're already pressing me down, man. Like, hold up, first.
And I'm sure, like, looking back, I'm sure he did it on purpose to get me to do it, but it definitely worked. I was like, you know what? I can't. What do you mean?
That most definitely worked, because if someone would have told me that shit, like, yo, D, you can't do this. And they're like, what the fuck said that you can't tell me to do anything?
Right.
And then I'm going to be like, no, I'm doing this now because he just fueled my fire. Like, nah, fuck that nonsense. And you just go off that energy right there. And you like, just like that. So it's such an inspirational story going on full-on scholarship. You know what that reminded me of too? That reminded me of Bianca Belair and her story too. And she coming up from Tennessee, go to Division I school, full-blown scholarship, became this athletic giant. And then when she left, she's like, what the hell I'm about to do? And then lean her over the wrestling. And this simple thing. So I was like, what if we could get Tiny T across the ring from Bianca Belair? I would love to see that match.
That would be awesome. Oh my God. She's like big too, man. It'd be great. I love working with bigger people.
But listen though, you are the type of sculpture like a Layla Hirsch from AEW. So with Layla Hirsch and you, I'm like, I can see you two being in a pretty good.
I would love to wrestle her. I would love to wrestle her. It'd be such a good match.
Well,
oh my God.
who are the dream opponents that you would love to wrestle against if it ever comes to fruition and stuff?
Well, first AJ Lee, if she ever came back. Sasha Banks.
She's a wrestler right now, man. You might never know. Keep your fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sasha Banks. I would love to wrestle Sasha Banks. Honestly, Layla Hirsch is the one I would really want to wrestle, just because her style is pretty similar to mine, and I think it would be such a great dynamic. Anyone else? I think those are the main ones. Those are the main three: Layla Hirsch, AJ Lee, and Sasha Banks.
That's dope, because definitely you and that Layla Hirsch one, I was like, no, them two will rock the damn house. If you just
I would love
give them 20-25 minutes solid, they can rock the house with their whole submission style. And I'm like, bro, I would fall in love just like that. It's like, no way. Oh man. So you got some accolades under your belt. I see you glittered up and belts and all type of shit. And it's like, she's like the title collector. How many titles are you currently holding right now, or how many have you won all together in total as of right now?
Altogether, so my first pro wrestling title was the rookie championship with my dojo, Team Vision Dojo. After that, and I held it for a while, and then I was like a double champ with that belt. I had the rookie belt and then the Orlando Women's Championship. I still have the Orlando Women's Championship. I haven't lost it yet, but I did lose the rookie championship. And now I have the Florida Tag Team Championship. So I'm Florida Tag Team Champ and Orlando Women's Champ right now.
Hell, man, she's just title collecting all over the place. I'm surprised in like your background. I don't see like a big shelf just being displayed of all the belts that like you won. Just so at least you say like you see
all my medals. I have so many medals from amateur wrestling. It's crazy. It's like in a huge box.
I'm pretty sure that medals and trophies from the amateur wrestlers on the site. I would not be one to help this person move because them shits is ridiculous. So you're based in Orlando. I love Orlando only because of Disney and what used to be Wet and Wild that used to be popping back then, the Loire Park back then. And I only been there once, so I'm not used to what the hell I saw. And I was like, good God, how is the environment for independent and professional wrestling when it comes to Florida, because if you go to other states, they may be a good few, they may be very little, there may be a lot of promotions in these other states. But when it comes to Florida, it's like the mecca for both, for some weird reason. How does that help the talent that's trying to look for work? Because there's a lot of people I know that's looking for work right now.
Oh, yeah, no, it helps a lot because there's so many promotions. Every weekend there's something going on, you know, whether it's in like Miami, like tomorrow I'll be in Miami for Reefermania. But there's things everywhere, all over Florida. It's so easy. It's like, I wouldn't say it's easy to get booked, but it's easy to start getting your name out there. And once you're booked on one show and you start getting your name out there and everything, it's easier to get booked. They start contacting you, you know. But being in Orlando, that's why I stayed. That's why I came here. I went to college in St. Louis, and I thought about staying over there, but I was like, nah, let me come back to Orlando because this is where it's at. There's so many more opportunities over here, I would say.
I would actually have to agree with you because I'm like Missouri.
Yeah.
I don't know about that dynamic, but definitely if you went down to like Texas, Miami, definitely Cali, New York, Jersey, sometimes Boston up here. Like Alabama too. Alabama, even Georgia, like they got like a lot of independent. They got a lot of indies down there. I'm just like,
it's the South. The South has so much going on.
Oh man. See, I just think people move to Florida just for the weather and stuff like that, and just to get away from the cold and all that. You know what I mean? But that's just me just saying it because I'm a New Englander, so we embrace the cold. But when it comes to sometimes heat, I ain't fucking with it. So I may be the opposite of that. But damn. But so how long have you been doing the rest of the scene for? Like, and has it been like a couple of years? Has it been like more than that? Because
the pro wrestling scene?
Yes.
Okay, so we are in October. 9 months.
9 months?
9 months. Yeah, it's still pretty recent. It hasn't been a whole year yet.
Jesus.
I started training December 27th, and I had my first match January 31st.
Oh my God.
So it was like a month, and then I went in.
And you want to know what's funny? The last person that I had on my show, Layla Gray, she just started her journey like a year, like a year ago herself. So she's still getting used to getting in the ring and being able to take the bumps and being able to do everything at a fluent level. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just like water. So just to hear these people now starting their careers, like even now for me as I'm 31, I'm still trying to get back into the wrestling ring my own damn self because I owe myself that. I'm like, no, I want to go in. I want to do this. Even if I got to go into my office job banged up and bruised up, hey, this is what I'm doing to try to get my other foot into the other door. You know what I mean? So I'm so happy to see these people that's making their own decision and not being that 9 to 5 work machine.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that 9 to 5 work machine shit, man.
When I graduated college. When I graduated college, I was working as a counselor, a substance abuse counselor, to save up for the pro wrestling.
Really?
So I was,
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm smart too. But
listen, I wasn't saying nothing like that. I mean, listen, I learned from a long time ago, do not judge a book by its cover. She may be cute, but you know what I'm saying? That does not mean that she'll have a brain. So that's why I'm like, these people over here on one side of the spectrum, they don't recognize that. It's like, if she's cute like that, then she gotta be like a scammer, or she gotta be this type of person already. Boom, boom, boom. That's a stigma that like you will get from people. So to hear that is just like,
I did it. I just made sure. Yeah, I just made sure I did it for a whole year. And once I reached my year and I had my money saved, I was like, all right, but I'm done. I have my money saved. Let me just focus on wrestling. And that's when I started getting booked more. And I was like, all right, cool. Because, oh my goodness, I had to be up by like 5 a.m. to get to my job. And I wouldn't get out of practice till like 10 or 11. So it was like crazy doing all that. And then I'm always like hurting at work. And then I have to like pay attention to all of these people's, emotions and really try to help them and do all that. So it was a lot, definitely beneficial. I feel like I grew a lot like in wisdom when I was there, but definitely happy I'm not there anymore for now. It's like a job I would do like when I'm older, you know, like I'm done wrestling and I'm not doing it anymore and I want like a job to like lay back on, but it's a lot mentally being a counselor.
Yeah, I would say especially substance abuse counselors, and
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine
And
the
these people go through a lot.
yeah, I was just gonna
Mhm.
say that too because I'm like, imagine the people that's going through a lot and then they're coming to you like you are their therapist, and
Literally.
and that's really a lot to even take
Mhm.
in because you're like, yo, listen, I'm not gonna be here forever, but I do appreciate what I'm doing here, so I'm gonna give it my all, but at the same goddamn time, I'm not your therapist, like for real, for real.
It's like I'm here to help for as long as I'm here, but my foot's still out the door because you know pro wrestling is like what I love. You know, wrestling is what I love and where my passion is really at. Although you know I enjoy helping people and you know helping them get through their things. Pro wrestling is like my big passion. You know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, save up your money. Save up your money if you want to be a rapper that's trying to book this studio time or just trying to get into the ring and taking them bumps. Save up that damn money. I'm trying to tell
Everything
you, man.
costs money. Everything.
And don't be a substance counselor.
I mean, if you can, if you're good mentally, you know, for that. It's just, man, it's a lot. They even say like when you're in college and stuff, like trying to decide what like path in counseling you want to do, they tell you like substance abuse is the hardest field, but it's the easiest to get into with less experience.
See, I don't like that whole dynamic. It's easy to get in, but it's the bitch to work in. Nobody says, then why would you make it so damn easy?
Exactly.
That's like me with graphic design, trying to get into the graphic design department in art school. And then that shit was a bitch. It took me around the world and a half. And I still couldn't keep up with the damn workload. I'm just like, maybe this wasn't cut out for me. So I got transferred over to illustration, transferred over to 2D fine arts and painting, and I got a bachelor's degree trying to go back and get my master's and be an art teacher. That's only if my plan fails.
Mm-hmm.
So say, hey man, I'll give people got brains too.
Right.
No, not to try to do shade at any ugly motherfuckers that watches this thing, but you know, say keep your face clear up and say and keep hope alive.
Always. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will.
Take it from her. So, Tanaily, what's next?
What do you mean?
Next meaning like I usually ask people the 5-year plan. The 5-year plan down the line. For me, I'm 31. 5 years from now, I'll be 36. I'm trying to either get the credit score all the way up, so I'm gonna be in the situation anymore. A, B, C, D, da 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 da. Like I got plans for the next 5 years to try to grow this podcast up and got some other stuff on the side for me to do. So I'm asking the same question. What's your 5-year plan?
5-year plan. Well, right now I am 22. So in 5 years, I'll be.
Yeah, she's still a baby. Oh, what the fuck?
I am.
What the fuck is this?
5 years, I'll be 27. I mean, goal is always to get signed, you know, whether it's AEW, WWE, even Impact or Ring of Honor, you know, one of those big companies would definitely be the goal to be at.
I don't know if you heard about the Ring of Honor.
I know, I heard, but they're supposed to be back in April, so I have faith.
I mean, keep your fingers crossed on that one too. But but if you're releasing your entire talent and you're telling them, yo, listen, you can go work whatever the hell you want. If you don't want to wait for me to pick you back up and do and continue on, go make your money. So a lot of these wrestlers now are gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna take a few weeks off, rest, rest up, and then start negotiating.
Yeah.
But now without Ring of Honor, it's like that was independent people's first stop to go into to get your name up, to build up the craftsmanship in your work. So when the bigger companies call you, you going. You know what I'm saying? Now taking that away from that whole equation, you're like, damn. Now it's just the indies. And now I really got to push your envelope, try and get somewhere up north so I can get seen.
Yeah, no, it's crazy that it happened literally a couple of days ago, right? That they said something about it. But yeah, no, I mean, back to the 5-year plan though.
Okay.
Yeah, no, just keep on training, keep on being booked. If I can be booked every weekend, that's the plan. Even if it's like I have something Friday and Saturday, just be booked as much as I can, keep on wrestling, get my name out there as much as possible, and get signed. That's the goal, the bigger goal. Get signed.
She wants that bag, y'all. That's big. I mean, that's basically just this. She just wants the goddamn bag. Pay her right, she'll show up. Yep, that's not me with any other goddamn job. If you ain't paying me right, I'm not coming to fucking to work. And then you might have to just release my ass. Fuck all that. Damn. So we said the bigger promotions, man. I'm just like, there's only 2 that I can name on the back. Well, no, maybe 3. New Japan would definitely be something that I would think that you would get the great experience from. Definitely,
I wouldn't mind to go to Mexico either.
Or CMLL, AAA, anywhere down there that you can get your foot into, and then you being as a spicy Latinas themselves, you could definitely kind of meld in.
And I speak my Spanish too, so
she's bilingual, yo. Oh, so she just this whole accumulation of great things and just in a small, pretty Barbie doll body. I'm guessing, folks.
I try my best to be good at everything I possibly can be.
Or at least, because looking at the face, it's like people will get that, like, I just can't see that, but I'm like, you do not know what she really is. Deep down, and you're just only getting whatever the hell that she's displaying. I think that's what people get that read from, almost. Right. So looks can kill. Looks can kill. Looks can kill. But definitely Impact. I said you would definitely be like a meshing shoe in there, along with that women's division. You would definitely be, oh my God, you versus Marsha Slamovich. Oh my God, no, I just thought about some fancy booking in my head. You versus Marsha Slamovich, Deonna Purrazzo, Mickie James, Lady Frost, Tasha Steelz, Savannah Evans. Shout out to Savannah motherfucking Evans, my homegirl, man. She's been killing it on Impact, man. So I gotta give nothing but high praise to her, man, because I seen her work at Jobber Slam in Brooklyn, New York in July, and she just tore the motherfucking house down. And I'm just like, who the hell is this big giant motherfucker over here? And then I'm seeing her next later on in Impact, and then you're like, yo, I just seen it just like last month. So it's a perfect time for these people to get into these companies, because they're looking at the indies right now for new workers. So I'll be looking out for you and be like, yo, listen, here's a few places that I might thought that you might be, that you could probably kill them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Boom, leave them alone from that, But you definitely got the total package. Definitely that. Or as I said, maybe NXT will give you that ring and be like, you know what? Maybe Shawn Michaels might need you over there.
Yeah, you never know. Either or, I be down. AEW too would always be awesome. But either one, honestly, whichever one come to me first, I'm down for.
Ooh, just imagine that you get training from the Nightmare Factory, though. That would be a big boost. That would be a big boost. That'd be a big boost. Well, Jesus, man. Like, it's just crazy how when you talk to people and you find out about the upbringing and what they are coming into play, because some people would just look at the person like, oh my God, this person just is this, that, and the third. But when you break down the psychology, this is why I love psychology classes, because it makes you explore the human mind to see how human behavior is interacting with another human behavior and body language and everything else. So I'm like, okay, I can tell that you went with it because your body language is a whole lot of shit. But your body language right here, it gets that fun, bubbly feeling. But when it's time to lace up them boots, your ass in the ring, you're gonna do your thing. So I think people would definitely gravitate toward you because you are a nice, human spirit.
Thank you. I try my best. I do. I love psychology too. That was my major.
Well, that wasn't my major. I just took that as an extracurricular elective class. So I had fun doing that class. So at least I learned a lot about how people can react, people can feel, people can have this reason to feel the way that they feel. And I was like, okay, now I understand. That's why I can't mess with you anymore. Just the vibe ain't there. You're gonna ruin my negative energy. But Tanaily, though, man, you represent a culture when it comes to this professional wrestling thing, and I am hysterically proud of you for, now coming into the fruition, but I think you're starting to get seen. Do you think you can be? Do you think you want to be a role model to the younger kids that's watching you wrestle?
Of course, that's always like a big thing for me because like growing up, like my big one was AJ Lee. Like I already said, I want to be that person for like a little girl, like, oh, like she's so small, but like look at her, like she's such a badass. She's strong and she's doing all these things. Like maybe I can go in there and I can do that. I definitely want to be that for like the younger generations to come. 100%. That's like a dream come true to be like that inspiration for somebody.
Hey, listen. I'll be happy for you no matter what you decide to do when it comes to that. Oh man, folks, when I'm at the end of my glorious OTTR cup of tea, that's the end of the show. Sorry that she can't be on for a little longer, but you know how wrestlers are on the weekends. This is where they gotta make their money, y'all. So I don't want to keep her on this, sit down conversation for too long. But Tiny Tanaily, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, the bottom of OTTR here at our office. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your. Of course, pretty face, and you know what I'm saying. People may look at you now to be like, okay, I gotta check out for her because she's actually cute and shit, and also and I'm like, people may actually like fall in love with you now because of this interview. I'm just like. Listen, I don't know. Wrestlers marry wrestlers, so you might never know. But wrestlers marry wrestlers, so you might never know, man. So I can't speak up for that. But T, this is where I give you the winner circle, the victory lap, where you get to do the plugins, the shout outs, give highs and buys, whatever the hell that you want to do. Tell us where to find you, the merchandise, so we can support you anywhere, everywhere. This is where you got the platform to do it.
All right. Well, first, I want to say thank you for everyone who's watching and for anybody who has supported me through my journey so far and continues to support me. The fans are where it's at. You guys are the ones at the shows and, supporting me and, giving me my likes on everything. So I appreciate you all so much. To follow me, best way to find everything is go to my Instagram. My link tree is linked right there and you can find everything, my YouTube, my merchandise, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything will be right there on the link tree. My Instagram is at Tanaily Wrestling. So it's at TANAILY Wrestling. So WRES. I don't even know how to spell it. TLING. But yeah, at Tanaily Wrestling, you'll find everything there. And just, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you continue to support me. And I hope you guys like my story.
Mm-hmm. And one more, and one thing for me, Tiny T. I need you to just give me like a quick little drop. Just saying like this is Tiny Tanaily. Yeah, I know who the hell I'm rocking with. Off the Top Roast podcast. Give him a listen, give him a shout, give him a subscribe, whatever. And you do that stuff.
Yes, of course. Well, this is Tanaily, all you want to see, and I'm here on Off the Top Ropes Radio. And make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and share for more.
Oh man! Well, can you repeat what you just said right there? I mean, so the whole Tiny, but she got this whole thing.
No, you don't know my catchphrase. You're back there. You don't even know my catchphrase.
Just say it to the finish one more time because I kind of like laughed aside for like a good 2 seconds.
I say so. It's Tanaily is all you want to see.
Folks, you heard it from her. Now, if you come out with a shirt, I'm definitely buying one. I'm like, oh, nope, this is her. Nope. Yeah, this is me right here, bro. Hey, it's Tanaily, and that's all you want to see. Ladies and gentlemen, Blackheart, Tiny Tanaily here. We bid y'all adieu. Catch us on the last week of wrestling coming up, the Halloween edition. So you're gonna see us kind of dressed up, and also the season finale of the Dark Side of the Ring, where I talk about and give my reactions to the steroid trial. And folks, I got a lot to say about this one. So, till then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna say it one more time. We bid y'all adieu.
on your back on the wolf pack.